Hey there, this is Andrew, and I'm going to give you a demo of the new Descript video editing and screen recording features. I'm pretty much going to do this by just playing through the tutorial project so that you can see it in action. I think it does a pretty good job at explaining what's going on, but at a couple points I'm going to have to stop and just point out some special things. So here we go.
Now we are going to learn about multi-track. I'll quickly introduce a ton of features and recommend you just watch it all and soak it in, and then you can go back and try messing around with everything in this composition to get a sense of how it works.
Okay, I'm going to pause for a second. One thing you might have noticed is that some of these words are blue, and that's because I actually used overdub to make corrections. So I can just go in here, and I do this frequently when I'm making videos where I decide that I want to make an editorial correction. I want to play around, maybe think messing around is too informal, and it'll just regenerate everything. Give it a second and we can hear how that sounds.
You can go back and play around with everything in this composition to get a sense of how it works. So you'll notice that the script is peppered with these little icons. Each one of them represents a track. Tracks can be sound, they can be images, they can be captions, they can be video, they can be titles, they can be shapes, they can be GIFs. Adding a track is as simple as dragging a file onto your script, or click the plus button to get a full list of things you can insert into your script. Of course, you can use the conductor as well.
Okay, so just a couple things to point out there. You now get a sense of how tracks work and how you can insert them. Another cool thing that I really love for like adding slides or something like that is instead of adding a track by dragging in a file, which is the most common way, you can actually just use the system shortcut, Command-Shift-4, hold down Control to copy an image to your clipboard, and then just paste it right in there, and it just drops right in there, and you can position it the way you would in Keynote or something. So that's cool. The other thing I want to show is how we drop in screen recording videos like this. So here I had a video that's just showing me dragging a file from over here into the composition. I'm going to delete that and show you how you add that with Descript. So delete that. So Descript has a built-in screen recorder. So I can just press Command-Shift-2, grab my screen, and there we go. And I'm going to take a file, drag it in wherever I want it to go. Okay, stop the screen recording, undo. And it copies the link to my clipboard that I can just paste right in here, and it pastes it in as a new track. So you can see that whole
Simple as dragging a file onto your.
I can mute it, and if I want to fine tune it, I can just go in and cut off the head or something. Okay, so let's keep on keeping on.
Take a look down at the bottom half of your screen now. This is the timeline view, and you'll see that each one of the icons in the script corresponds to the beginning of a track. They're all pinned to the.
I don't talk about this in the video, but this is what we call a queue event, and that's how you can take actions or like zooming in on something. So just to delete that, I can use the conductor and type zoom, and then I can position this however I want it to be positioned. And now I've got my zoom.
Screen now. This is the timeline view, and you'll see that each one of the icons in the script corresponds to the beginning of a track. They're all pinned to the main track at the bottom, which we call the script track. You'll be using this timeline view in concert with the script view, usually to fine-tune your edits. For example, you usually want to tweak the length of an image that you drop or a title that you add. You can also use the timeline to make internal edits to your tracks. For example, you can press Alt-B to split a track into multiple clips. You can also use the timeline to add visual and audio fades and crossfades. Just drag these handles at the edge of clips. You can even add full volume automation. Just Alt-click on the clip. Last but not least, on the script track, you can drag words on the word bar to quickly add or remove space. Another useful tool for fine-tuning tracks is the inspector view. Click on the icon with the sliders on the right side of the app to open it. Here you can mix your tracks, or when you click on clips in the timeline, you can edit all the clips' properties, add effects, and a lot more. So that's a basic overview of how multi-track editing works in Descript. Feel free to just mess around with this composition for a while and get a sense of how it all works.
That's it.